Not so fast. SEPTA ordered to reverse course on service cuts, but allowed to move forward with price increases. Now, the question on riders' minds is how soon can the agency turn things around?
Plus, takes a village and all access. Look at what it took to bring last night's Eagles action to your television. We go behind the scenes of Sunday Night Football.
Come on down. A local hero finds himself and his family on the field for last night's battle between the Birds and the Boys. What he did that earned a spot on the sideline. Those stories and more on today's edition of The Lineup. It is Friday, September 5th, 2025.
Hey everyone, I'm NBC 10's Keith Jones.
And I'm NBC 10's Erin Coleman. Let's get you up to speed with what you need to know today, starting with a big, huge win for SEPTA riders struggling to navigate SEPTA's service cuts. A judge has ordered SEPTA to restore all services, but the fare hikes will still happen. Yeah, the big question for riders is now, when will schedules go back to normal? We get the latest from NBC 10's Brenna White.
SEPTA is still working to get all of those routes back up and running. So if your route was cut in the last couple of weeks, you still want to go with Plan B today. They say they hope to have an update today on the timing of those changes. The agency has to bring back all bus and trolley lines that had been cut in the last few weeks. SEPTA can no longer wait for lawmakers to include more money for them in the budget. Fare hikes can go into effect, meaning your ride will cost 21.5% more. For example, we're talking $2.90 out of your pocket instead of $2.50. While they disagree about how to solve the problem, both the attorney who filed the lawsuit and SEPTA's spokesperson agree this has been tough on riders.
I think what happens next is SEPTA better get its act together and reinstate all these services. Let's get the students to school. Let's get the teachers to school. Let's get the working men and women who depend so much on SEPTA to their jobs.
It seems to change every day, whether we're cutting service, putting it back, is the fare increase going into place. This is just too much back and forth for us to expect them to keep enduring. So, for them, we want to bring some stability, and really the only way to do that in the short and long term is to get this funding solution in place.
Out here in Frankfurt, many people, as you can see, rely on SEPTA to get where they need to go. They are waiting to find out when those routes will be coming back. SEPTA says its legal team is reviewing the lawsuit. They say they would be working overnight to try and get a plan in place for when those routes can be restored. Again, we expect to hear from them sometime today. Reporting in Frankfurt, Brenna White, NBC 10 News.
And count on NBC 10 to bring you the latest information in SEPTA's funding crisis. You can scan the QR code on your screen to download the free NBC 10 app to be the first to know about any changes.
Let's talk about the Eagles. What a night in South Philadelphia, where fans saw a little bit of everything in the season opener.
For real, right? You watched it unfold right here on NBC 10. It began with a moment we waited all spring and summer to see. There you see the newly unfurled Super Bowl banner inside the link, unveiled prior to last night's game. The rest of the night, yeah, it was eventful to say the least. Nearly 1 a.m. when the Eagles walked into their locker room with a victory in hand. The Birds overcame an ejection, some shaky defense, a lightning delay to down the Cowboys 24-20. Wasn't pretty, but they got the job done. Birds rookie Jahad Campbell was pumped.
It's a blessing, man. It's an honor, just to be out here in the link, to get my first dub. You know what I'm saying? And I'm very excited, to do that with this brotherhood that we have. That's so special. Thanks for your time. Yes, no problem.
Let's give you another look at the new banner, because we can't see it enough, right? It was the Chiefs who the Birds beat to earn it, and that is exactly who they're going to face in Week 2 on the road. A Super Bowl rematch Sunday, September 14th. It's a 4:25 kickoff in Kansas City. Last year, Sunday Night Football on NBC was watched by an average of 21.6 million people every single week.
Crazy. In other words, there are a lot of eyeballs on these games. NBC 10's Matt DeLucia takes us to an inside look, an exclusive look, in fact, behind the scenes to see how it's done.
All right, this is our TV compound.
And this is just one of several production trailers now parked behind Lincoln Financial Field.
We parked on Saturday morning, and our crew starts setting up.
We start in the tape truck, otherwise known as replay.
Our replay producer works from here, and he's here to direct all the cameras.
This is not your typical DVR or VCR type of machine.
No.
And I could play real slow, and we're looking for his toe, out of bounds.
Moments that can make a difference in the game.
Bob Sullivan, here's our lead tape operator.
He's responsible for several 20-second montages or packages.
Let's say, Saquon Barkley has 3 touchdowns in the first half. may want to put something like that together to analyze coming out of halftime.
Yeah, this don't tell NBC this, but this isn't work.
So if this isn't work, then what is? Oh yeah, how about audio? These guys are keeping track of 50 to 60 microphones at once, plus all the communications on and off the field. But at least they got some good jams. So we have video, we have sound, and oh yeah, graphics.
These guys have to follow the storylines and be ready. They have to know what they have and be very quick to get there, because there's a quick moment that you have an opportunity to put something up and then it's gone.
Everything down to the bug. No, not that kind.
That's the flag icon there. And if there's a flag in the game, wow. Can you see that pop on the screen? That's all you do.
And now that I've racked up one penalty, let's see what other trouble I can cause.
This is the main control room where everything kind of comes in and gets tied together. Our director sits here.
Yeah, that means I'll take my seat as Director DeLucia.
Ready 15, take 15, go Birds!
All traveling through miles and miles of cable. And down on the field, the lights and cameras are ready for action.
So this is where they're be anchoring their show from Thursday night.
Straight up until the Birds notch their first win.
We should pull out of here around 3 a.m. and 12 hours later, this entire crew will be in a parking lot in Buffalo setting up for the Sunday night opener.
And I thought I didn't get much sleep.
We have a lot of fun, it's a lot of work, a lot of sacrifice, but it's great. It's very rewarding.
Look at that from Matt DeLucia reporting
Very
there.
cool.
Great behind the scenes look. I was fascinated. You heard the Sunday night football truck is headed to Buffalo. The Bills host the Ravens this Sunday night. Coverage gets underway at 7 p.m.
Yeah, that's a great game.
Yeah. All right, the Bucks County man behind a heroic rescue at Hershey Park last weekend was in the spotlight at last night's Eagles game. John Sampson risked his own safety to climb up and save a young boy who wandered onto the park's monorail track last weekend. Well, last night, the father of three was a guest of honor at the link. Sampson was given free tickets to watch the Birds battle the boys, and beforehand, he was on the sideline with his family enjoying that special time.
Really awesome, big surprise, and getting the tickets alone, let alone being on the field, which is just so cool.
Sampson tells us he was able to speak to the family of the boy he rescued. They, of course, thanked him for his heroic act. Wow.
Yeah, it was amazing he got up there so quickly, right?
Yeah. Well, for as long as 8-year-old William Weir can remember, it's been Fly, Eagles, Fly.
But now it's the Birds' turn to cheer him on. William's health took a turn. He was diagnosed with retinal blastoma, a rare form of eye cancer. He faced a lot of challenges, including brain surgery, but the Eagles flocked to his side with video messages of support and hospital visits. On Wednesday, he finished his last day of radiation and was surprised with tickets to Super Bowl 60.
You know, going through this hard journey, it's really amazing that they're just continuing to think of him because he deserves it.
We can only hope William gets to see the Eagles play again in that big game, right?
All right.
It's amazing.
That would be the ultimate.
So cool.
Good for him.
Really
though.
generous of the Eagles, not only for the tickets themselves, but for the time, right, that these players spend with people just like William.
Makes you really appreciate the organization more, what they do off the field.
Sure.
As well as on. All right, that's going to do it for today's edition of The Lineup.
For Erin Coleman, I'm Keith Jones. You can get NBC 10 News updates right here on the NBC 10 app and catch us weekday mornings from 5 to 7 a.m. Have a great day.
See ya.